Well, welcome back to Focus Today. We've got some special guests. A little while ago we had Joni Erickson-Tada on Focus Today, and now we have some of the people from her organization here in Oregon. An area director, Brent Olstad, is here with Joni and Friends for Southern Oregon. Nice to have you here. So is Lorraine Peterson, a board member. And, I am amazed, first of all, by how many programs you have. I didn't realize there were so many. I was familiar with Wheels for the World, which is kind of collecting wheelchairs for people throughout the globe, which, I mean, when you think of having to move a physical wheelchair, that's quite a logistic difficulty. But that's been going on for years now, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been going on for years.
Okay. Now, you've also got several other programs that I want to talk about, because I'm fascinated with how you guys have expanded over my infant knowledge of all the things you are doing with Joni and Friends. But you've got a special fundraising celebration coming up, don't you? Tell us a little bit. It's called Press On.
It's called Press On, and it's on Friday, November 8th at 7 o'clock at FBC, First Baptist Church, 649 Crater Lake Avenue. And it's a celebration because we are celebrating the lives of families affected by disability, and also celebrating the ministry of Joni and Friends.
So what's the night going to be like? This is an evening event?
It's an evening event, and we have two fantastic, outstanding acts, entertainment coming. The first is Jill and Daryl. They're a circus act. Jill has performed with Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus, and she is an accomplished clown. And so she does stilts, hoops, all kinds of body comedy type of things.
Wow. And
her husband is an accomplished musician. And my son and I also are playing in the band, backing them up. And we also have a bass player. And so they're just going to do about 30 minutes of just fantastic family fun entertainment. And then the second part of the evening will be the Rogue Valley Gospel Group. And my son and I play in that group as well. And it's a group of musicians across the valley. They all serve in their churches and various musical positions, but we get together and do black gospel, R&B, funk, blues type of music, and it's the kind of music where you just can't sit still. You have to get up and move around. So,
and I've been privileged to hear them perform several times, and it's just a phenomenal act, and people will really, really enjoy it. I highly encourage people to come out.
Yeah, well, especially for the first part, I've never heard of a musician backup act for a clown.
Yes. Yeah, it's
different right there.
That's great. It's so much fun. And sometimes you get lost because you're watching her do her hoops and you're going, oh, I got to concentrate on my music, but it's...
So for musicians, it's distracting.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, let's, and that'll be, let's give the details. That'll be coming up Friday, November 8th at 7 p.m. at FBC, 649 Crater Lake Avenue. And I suppose if they go to your website, they can find out more. Right?
Yes, and you can also find us on Facebook. That's probably the best way to do it. Just look for Joni and Friends Southern Oregon on Facebook.
Joni and Friends Southern Oregon.
That's correct. Yes.
Get on that.
It's free, and we will be asking for money, but we want people to come even if they can't give, because
it's a fundraiser for Joni and Friends,
it is,
right?
It is
for your chapter.
Right.
Well, let's talk about the extensive aspect that I was unaware of, but after this show I will not be, of the things you do. Wheels for the World is the first one, and if you haven't heard of that, you're collecting wheelchairs restored by inmates in the United States, right? So they could be trashed out, and they're fixing them up so they're usable.
That's right.
And how vast do these get sent out? To anywhere in the world, or do you focus on specific
There
areas?
are specific countries that they focus on, but it is all over the world. South America, Cuba, Asia, China, Africa, Europe.
Poland.
I've been to Poland 5 times, and Romania, Ukraine.
And helping to see how
distribute
these
the
are distributed.
wheelchairs. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any idea how many wheelchairs have been distributed?
The last I heard, there was close to 40,000.
Wow.
Somewhere in there, 50,000.
And this has been going on how long?
About 10 years, I believe.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's just talk about some of the others. One is called Come Feel What I Feel. This is some sort of a workshop awareness thing. What's this about?
We go to local churches, and we have 12 stations that allow people to experience just a little bit what it might be like to have a disability. So
blindness or
yes, and we
paralyzed.
put big gloves on people and have them try to button clothes, try to write using a mirror so it's backwards, so you can experience a little bit of what dyslexia is like.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's just an interactive experience.
So people can relate more to disabilities in general.
Right.
And the thing I want to interject is that churches, groups can take this kit basically and present it themselves. We don't need to be there to do it.
You know, I would think this would be great for homeschool kids too as well.
Yeah, we've done a number of homeschool groups with this and a number of churches.
And you've got On a Roll for Jesus, which is also a disability awareness program.
Yes, and that's designed mainly for children, but they can incorporate that with like their VBS program. And it focuses on Wheels for the World and also Family Retreat. There's one specific.
Oh, the family retreat. That's a big thing that they have every year.
It is.
One location, right?
No.
There's multiple?
There's multiple locations. There's probably, I don't remember, but about 15 different retreats across the United States.
Okay.
We host one at Twin Rocks Friends Camp above Tillamook. This last August was our 4th year that we were able to do that.
I know that on some of Johnny's shows, she'll be there at one of these friends camps type and kind of follow the stories, and it's just it's amazing.
It is.
Really, I mean, it's powerful.
It's transformational for the families who attend. It's really amazing.
Not just the people, but the families, the related families. Yeah, that's great. Now, special delivery is also kind of to help a specific group of people that are hospitalized. Right.
Yeah, and it's designed for people that are like shut-ins. But we also have expanded it to a family that has received a new diagnosis, like they have a child born with a disability.
So what happens? How do you work with them?
So what we do is we have a number of things that we can give them, age-appropriate books, even some toys, things like that. And we also include some a Bible, if possible, or anything to encourage the family, to let them know that we're here to support them. And then the other thing we try to do is just try to get a church to come alongside them. So we try to get the church to bring the special delivery to the family.
I see. So you're kind of helping the church that wants to assist in some way, and you've got the tools for that. Oh, that's cool. Now it's a ways away, Valentine's Day, but you've got a program called Love Notes. It relates to that, right?
This is a great opportunity for children to serve. What we do is we collect Valentines who are made by kids or anybody throughout the Rogue Valley, and then we send those Valentines to children affected by disability. So we have many families here within the Rogue Valley, and last year we collected about 4,000 Valentines.
Wow. Just here in this area?
Just here in this area. So we had so many, we sent them to some of the children who attended the family retreat that we hosted up at Twin Rocks. It's just a way when kids get an envelope filled with hundreds of Valentines to know that they're loved.
Yeah. Well, boy, you have so many resources going on here that assist in that way. Let's get back to when you have the retreats. Are those mostly in the summer that you have those?
Yes.
And are those for like a week long?
They're a week long. They start on Monday and end on Friday. And the volunteers, we call them short-term missionaries, they come a day early. They come on a Sunday, and we train them for a day and a half, and so that they're ready to serve and minister.
Now, I'm wondering, are some people who go to those retreats with a disabled family member, is this sometimes the first time they're actually introduced to Joni and Friends and the whole program? Because I can see where a lot of this is helping out, but this is where the family actually gets involved in this particular case. So I suppose once they go there, they probably want to come back every year, I would think. Right? That may be the biggest problem you have, everybody wanting to return back.
Right. We filled up, I think, in February last year, so people need to reserve early.
Oh, February for like June or July or something?
Yeah, for August.
So.
And where is there one place where they have it in the Oregon? Is it in Oregon itself?
Yes, it's the Twin Rocks Friends Camp, right above Tillamook. 14 miles north. Right on the coast.
Good. Okay. Well, we're kind of running out of time, but I do want to mention this. The Press On fundraising celebration is Friday, November 8th, 7 p.m., and it's at FBC on 649 Crater Lake Avenue. You say the best place to get information is from the Facebook page, right?
It would be, yes.
So that would be Joni and Friends
Southern Oregon
on Facebook. Okay, that's good. And unusual with circus background, you're going to be a musician. We'll have to look for you and your son.
That's right.
What do you play?
I play keyboards.
Keyboards, okay, all of that.
Drums.
And this is an evening event at 7 p.m. And you can find out more about what Joni and Friends is all about as well. So that sounds pretty cool. And the Rogue Valley Gospel Group will be there as well. Great. Our guests, Lorraine Peterson and also Brent Olstad with Joni and Friends. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
All right. Thanks for joining us today on Focus.